Savick, how do I get to be part of that partnership? Hello, Grandma Evie. Hello, Flying Squirrel. Mickey, Popejoy. I see the Moose, the Dagoo. I saw Miss Kukla. Real Tom, good to see you. Hello, Robert. I like that. Get ready to rumble. Jay and Amy in the house. Sluggo. Good to see you. Lil Barb. Hello, Fred. Hello, Miss Karen Puma. Something's brewing. You can feel it. Problem, you never know the full story until after the crash, after the collapse, after it's too late. Here's the brutal truth. You can protect yourself. You can't, protect yourself after. You have to be ready now. And all this uncertainty, the chaos, the warning signs, maybe it's nothing, maybe it's just noise, but maybe it's the beginning of something bigger. Nobody knows for sure, but waiting to find out. That's how people get hurt. Physical gold and silver aren't just investments, they're preparation, they're foundation, a foundation for real protection. My friends at Noble Gold Investments have been helping Americans protect themselves for nearly a decade. No pressure, no games, just proven insight when it matters most. Look, you're either prepared or you're not. Which one will you be when everything changes overnight? You can find them at markzgold.com, or you can visit them at noblegoldinvestments.com to get your free wealth protection kit. It's easy. Download it. Boom, bam. You got it. Remember, the prepared don't panic. Again, markzgold.com or noblegoldinvestments.com. Save Act passed the House. Ooh. Things are getting interesting, Tim. Hello, Judy. Let's see, Greg, I got one question. Did Matt bring his squirrels, or was he afraid of being mistaken for a nut? Poor Matt and the squirrels. Roll. I kind of miss doing the evening news, but at the same time, I am finally starting to play catch up. I put way too much off for way too long. Hello, Belfast, Thomas, Midnight. Hello, Darlene. Have you guys seen what is going on in Cuba? I mean, it is like almost as we speak, as it is coming unglued. You know, Air Canada canceling flights, Russia canceling flights, turning planes that were headed there around because of no fuel to return. They're trying to figure out aid for the island country as we could be hours away from that collapse. What do we have in the news on that one? Russian airlines suspend flights to Cuba, begin evacuation of citizens over the fuel crisis. It's getting bad quickly. 50-50 work-life balance. My problem was I was doing 98% work and 2% life. I'm just trying to get to like an 80-20. That's all I'm trying to get to. El Paso reopened. That was really odd. To me, there's more to it than just some cartel drones overflying. Could be wrong, but we'll find out. History will tell us. You know, we did not do that last year. I'll have to powwow with Kukla. It is a lot of work to do the seed giveaway event, but it's not a bad idea. Do I expect us to go before then? I do. But at the same time, if you prepare, you don't have to panic. I'm a big fan of that. I know a lot of people are like, don't do that. But I'd rather not have to worry. I'd rather be prepared. Carol said, well, I don't want that. Well, we're going to get the news anyways, whether we want it or not. I just, the Cuba one, it's, some videos are starting to pop up, which is pretty impressive considering the effort they go to control all news getting out of Cuba. It's getting interesting fast. No Name Patriot, why must we go digital? There are pros and cons. One, I do not believe we're ever going to go cashless. And if we do, that's when you get scared. There are two competing resets. They both use a similar technology. That's the scary part. One stays decentralized, where they can't just arbitrarily turn you on and turn you off if you're not a good, obedient, like Orwellian citizen. The other one, social credit scores, they control everything. They decide whether you can drive more than 15 miles from your house. They turn it off. I mean, it's abusive. They can control your money. It's a war of resets. Klaus Schwab, white hats. Uh, that's part of the whole going digital or quantum system, because it does also allow you to chase away all the fraud. It also does not allow them to willy-nilly create money out of thin air. Similar technologies, it's how you use it. See, Julie Green had a prophecy the Cuba would collapse physically. Oh, an earthquake? I hope not. Will I be safe in the Puerto Rico if Cuba falls? Oh, absolutely. See, huge. Representative Lauren Boebert says on Newsmax that the unredacted Epstein files are so much worse, possibly even human consumption, aka cannibalism. It's way darker than many imagined, but true. Lily Pad, one of the best things I've read on that one. Let me bring it over here. It was over altmarket.us. All right, found it. I'm going to put it in my links tonight, just because, I mean, to me, some of the language in this thing just absolutely nailed what we're dealing with. That's like, I know some of you folks are a little irritated at me from this morning and my thoughts on the halftime show. It's a diversion. Quit fighting over. Don't be a useful idiot. I spent too much of my life being a useful idiot for the GOP. Don't ever want to go back there again. Epstein Island and the gateway to the psychology of evil. I love this quote. The disclosure of concrete proof that a Luciferian cult of baby-eating bankers, CEOs, politicians, and bureaucrats control the planet is the real black swan event. We've always wondered what that black swan event would be before they could reset a system. World War III, maybe. Financial collapse, maybe. And just maybe, I mean, that maybe I should read it to you one more time, right? The disclosure. This is what we have. This is what is going on as we speak. This is what this release is. It is the disclosure of concrete proof that a Luciferian cult of baby-eating bankers, CEOs, politicians, and bureaucrats control the planet. When you stop and think about the things we fight over now, how important are they? Really not important, or not as important. Yeah, I'm not a Bondi fan. I am hopeful that there is something there that will redeem her in my eyes. Now, I would like to see some, like, I would like to see, maybe they can bring back marching bands to the halftime show. I'd settle for that. Give me Stapleton. Give me, I don't know. Give me something decent. Hello, Kit Ricks. I'm not saying that it wasn't decent, guys. I'm just saying that, I don't know. I miss like Hank doing it when he was doing Monday Night Football song. All my rowdy friends are coming over. I just miss those things. JCB, the original MarkZ, the words translated in English were swear words and not allowed on broadcast, so he should be fined. All right, let's get to some news. It is close enough time-wise, and I am looking forward to Whiskey and Wisdom. I should have the band back together tonight. Kind of excited for Mike. I know he's been dealing with some health issues of late. I don't know. I've not had a check in the last day or so, but he gets to take a victory lap after his Seahawks win. Let's get to some news. We talked about Cuba. We talked about what appears to be the verge of the collapse of the Cuban government. Praying for the Cuban people. All we want for you guys is freedom and safety. We want prosperity for you, praying for you. And I guarantee you, we've got people from all over the world that watch America, many folks in the States. We will we will find a way. Many don't have money, but they will find a way to help send aid once that government changes. They think about you a lot, they pray about you a lot. All right, now let's get to it. Thursday's session decides the presidency after a crucial Kurdish meeting. What I am hearing is that they have made a decision for Nazir Ahmadi to be president, and the vote will occur tomorrow. At least that is the rumors rolling around. Of course, some of it's not rumors. They say they are electing the president officially tomorrow. I'm being told that Nazir Ahmadi is who they have agreed to behind the scenes. We're going to wait and see. There's a lot moving or coming together very, very, very quickly on the Iraqi front after having been stalled, it seems, for weeks. Iraq weighs extending Sudanese term to break the political deadlock. Yeah, the coordination framework, the state of law framework, a number of meetings. It's been a big 24 hours in Iraq. It appears that they have come to an agreement on president and then immediately on its heels, I don't know how quickly, but prime minister. So massive, sudden movement in Iraq. All timing interesting. We had Al-Alaq with Barzani in the Kurdish region. Lots of big talk about their digital transformation, what they have done, and what they are flipping the switch on. These are part of their white reforms. These are part of things that we were told we would see right before or when they were doing HCL, because they would have to have those mechanisms in place to properly collect the dollars, distribute the dollars, etc. So the EPUSA, basically any government bill you've got in the Kurdish region, all over, you're going to be able to just go online, boom, set accounts, pay for it. You don't have to get in your car, get in your horse and buggy, get in your whatever way you get there. I don't know how you're getting there. Maybe a stork drops down and flies, but you will be able to pay. Before, people would have to go from like days from remote villages just to pay their government bills. And that includes things like electricity, some areas, water. And again, these are in their white reforms that they told us that they were going to do so that they could raise their purchasing power, change the value of the dinar, make it the father of the dollar. Now we're going to go off to Iran and the worsening conditions there. The dollar exceeds 163,000 tomans real. And inflation reaches 60% in Iran. It continues to worsen and worsen quickly. Who knows, guys? We may see very stable politics in Iraq within days, and we may see the fall of Cuba and even possibly Iran over the weekend. Things are getting bad again there quickly. Should have left the news time banner on. Sorry about that, guys. I mentioned that this morning. Here it is. Historic negative jobs revisions. 1 million fewer jobs added in 2025. Only 15,000 average jobs monthly. The Trump administration went in and corrected how they were counting numbers. To me, this is a very good sign that white hats are leading, or the Trump administration is more above board than many are worried about right now. The whole Trojan horse thing, some of the negative rhetoric out there, concerns over Epstein, which to me are very legitimate. Who knew what, when, who was protecting who, etc. But we're seeing this transparency in government. So they're not playing with the numbers anymore, giving us the painful but necessary truth. Now let's get to, we did this one. This is where I snuck that article, Epstein's Island and the Gateway to the Psychology of Evil. Really just a fantastic read. Everybody worried about this, that, and the other. Small things, ticky-tacky stuff, cartels, drug lords, evil people, corrupt people. But did you think you were dealing with, and let's break out that quote again, because boy, do I love this one. There's only like a 3 or 4 word segment that I think is so, well, painfully poetic and accurate. I don't know how else to put that one, but I think the author here over at Alt Markets just nailed this one when he called them the cult of baby eating bankers, Luciferian baby eating bankers, CEOs, politicians, and bureaucrats. And I agree, that may be the black swan event to bring the whole house of cards down. And that to me is the important part. This news, and we are getting more by the day, more people are finally going, you know what? Wait a minute. I should be upset. I think this is going to be the ones that remove the rose-colored glasses from many on the left, the middle, and the right, as we find more and more of some of our own heroes, or former heroes, I should say. Speaking of which, okay, Lutnick was never a hero for me, but Commerce Secretary acknowledges meeting with Epstein, contradicting claims. Now, there's no evidence that he did something hokey other than he tried to claim he had not talked to him since 2005, and that is just not accurate. Then we find out he went to dinner with him, I believe, after his conviction. I believe it was 2011. It breaks it in here. In a nutshell, he lied, and he lied to Congress. Where's that going to go? I very much understand why people would like to distance themselves from Epstein. But why did he meet with him after his first conviction? Of course, I know they were neighbors, and you know how you handle that when the neighbor comes over and says, "Hey, how are you? You know, wife's cooking. You want to come over for dinner? It's good to see you. Where'd you get that lawn trimmer?" Not that they were doing their own lawns, but you get kind of the idea there. And then we find out Lutnick had met with at least 2 more times after he said he had not, after he said he had severed all ties. So we find out that his time scale is off by 6, 7, 8 years. It's casting some doubt. And to me, I think Trump should be a little more forceful in cleaning house whenever there is the appearance. But he is standing behind Lutnick. What Lutnick does have going for him is that in the communications said that he was bringing his wife. So, unless she was a freakazoid too, we're probably pretty safe that Lutnick didn't do anything funky. D. Rambo, Lutnick was nervous, all crazy, like choking nervous. But the worst of him, the meeting, is that he took his 4 children to that dinner. Hey, Dad, remember that time we went to dinner with that crazy satanic baby-eating banker cult guy? Well, that's a story to tell for the holidays. 5 Spartans, I appreciate that one. Deep State knives out for Tulsi Gabbard. What we know, well, we do know that mainstream media and the rhinos, I'm talking about the Never Trumper rhinos, have all turned on Tulsi. Of course, they never really liked her because she believes in things like peace and common sense. So that pretty much had her on the out to start with. But as I've been keeping up with the drama one, I can't find any evidence that says she's done anything wrong. And they just come out with these vague claims trying to tear her apart. Still waiting for that evidence saying that she sat on. But now it has occurred to me that they could be kind of right. And I don't mean this as a negative. I mean this as a positive for Tulsi Gabbard. They're claiming that she did not give them details of a document. Let's see if I can find a few more details for you. Starting earlier this month, allegations surfaced that she had mishandled a whistleblower complaint about an NSA agent intercept of communication between 2 foreign citizens discussing a person allegedly close to the president. But no details of this have been made public. However, at least one whistleblower reports has been posted on a nonprofit Beltway site. Classic Democrats. Leak stuff. Doesn't have to be accurate. Don't even have to cite the source. You just imply there's a source, imply there's a leak. Next thing you know, heads are rolling and nobody knows why. Everybody's looking into each other. It becomes a crap show. But now there is the chance that she would not have shared them with the Democrats because she was worried about leaks. Would you If you're the top intelligence officer, would you share when you know that the agent, or that the people that you respond to, the politicians that they want you to release this information when you have these suspicions, or if you have a whistleblower, would you continue to release that information to them until you had dotted all your I's and crossed all your T's? If you knew they could not be trusted, if they had a long history of leaks or fabrications, I don't know. My gut is saying Tulsi is solid on this one. I'm curious to see what you guys say. Yeah, Tulsi very much thinks that Islam may not be compatible with American ideology, and I know I upset a lot of people, but I've worked in that region. I know a lot of folks, and they'll be like, "Yeah, all Westerners need to die." Well, everybody but you, we like you. I guess it's like having that token black friend for a racist person. I just assume I was that token white Christian for them. The only one that shouldn't die, that they shouldn't just take the property of. It really, I don't know how to explain the mindset. It is freaky. All right, one or two more things very quickly. Live Islamist attack in a London school. Kid gets stabbed, still manages to pull the fire alarm. It's happening over and over and over, and the police are burying the stories. If you want to follow somebody, I mean, stop listening to me if you're looking for international news at this point on this particular subject. Two Seat TV is just killing it. He is doing such a tremendously good job getting to the facts and the stories and get them out there. Attack in a London school, multiple casualties. This news just breaking today. He has broken down over the last few weeks, months, other attacks that you cannot find in the mainstream news. They occurred, and you can start doing some digging and you can confirm them, but the stories are being buried. That to me is scary. U.S. House probes Michigan non-citizen voting claims. Yeah, it's heating up. The 2020 is heating up. U.S. Representatives James Comer from Kentucky, John James from Michigan sent a letter on Tuesday. Attorney General Pam Bondi requesting a briefing on how the Department of Justice is handling government reports of non-citizen voting. They claim they have fixed it, and now they don't need to clean their rolls because it was brought to their attention. What do I mean? So what they had were, they found out during a audit. Here we go. So I can be very accurate in this reporting. January 12th, Macomb County Clerk Anthony Ferlini expresses concern in a statement after comparing state license records with jury summons and voter registrations. He found 239 non-citizens in the jury pool over a 4-month period. Stop and think about that. 14 of whom were registered to vote at some point. This is just a small sample over a couple of months. And he wasn't looking to find out who may have been voting that wasn't supposed to vote. They were looking at jurors that were non-citizens and just happened to find. Now, of course, in Michigan, they're saying, no, there's no need. We removed those 239 people. It's all fixed. How do we know it's fixed? They won't open their rolls to get them cleaned up because they giving them IDs. This is why the SAVE Act is very specific. They want a marriage certificate. If your name has changed, you got married. They want a birth certificate. They want a real ID to make certain that you are truly who you are and you have the legal citizenship rights for that. This one's big. We are watching more and more claims be substantiated in a court of law. This is getting huge. There was, it appears, considerable fraud. Big one. We're watching it come together, guys. Just watch it come together. Mama Bear, I do not know. Was there a school shooting in Canada? I can only hope and pray no. What did I miss over here? Kirby, we'd be happy with an idiot-free Virginia to begin with. Kirby, you're just going to have to move, man. No, I hope not. It is such a pretty state. Haven't heard anything fun on the boulevard. Green Tea said yes in Canada. Guys, I've not seen the story. Polly Collie, we should not be afraid to stand up for America. I'm more worried about at this point standing up for God. A Luciferian cult of baby eating bankers. I mean, the point in time in history we're at, there are bigger things than thinking about just America. And I mean, that's a big concern. I'm not in any way trying to detract from national pride or anything, guys. I'm just saying this is a worldwide event. Oh, geez. Trans kid shot and killed 10. Jay Ranaz, what's up, man? There was a shooting in British Columbia. No one has turned in their guns, so they are upping the ante. You've seen the playbook in the U.S. on a much larger scale. Yeah, and the bad thing is, I think you're right. It's a playbook, and people's families are devastated because of the playbook, and it gets them what they want. And that's mm. 6 dead. Canada school shooting was transgender. Have him or her custody. That's just a tough one. That just breaks my heart. As a parent, breaks my heart. Can you imagine sending your kid off to school? Heck, high school, maybe looking forward to graduation coming up, going through schools where they may be headed, what, jobs, life. Like I said, Luciferian baby eating bankers are running the world. Just think about that. I mean, just think about me saying it, how crazy that sounds. Just a few years ago, they'd have been grabbing me a jacket that buttoned up the back. Now it's acknowledged truth. I am so tired of conspiracy theories being right. Let's see, Jay. Sad as Canadians are not awake, still believing our country is Candyland. I'm praying for my son, or paying for my son to be in a small school for this reason. COVID got me prepared. I need to start having Jay, some folks from Canada, the UK, the different areas that are seeing much of this craziness join. So it's not always US centric. I think the people in the States need to realize this battle is far bigger. Todd, Alex Jones was right. Every time I turn around, Alex Jones was right. That alone should be your headline. That should be like the top of the headline at CNN. It should be the ticker at NBC. Alex Jones was right. Alex Jones was right. Think about that craziness. All right, that's sad. I got to call it, or I'm not going to make it for whiskey and wisdom. I made country style steak and mashed potatoes, and it was tasty. I went fat boy, like country comfort. Well, it's cold front been here. It's only been getting in like the upper 70s for days. Miserable. I needed some warm comfort food. I know you guys are throwing some mad hate at me right now. All right, folks. For those who would like to join, I will see you at Whiskey and Wisdom. We do have, for those that aren't coming to join us, we do have Dr. Scott tomorrow. So perhaps we can talk Dr. Scott into a prayer for this crazy world. See you guys. Wait, make certain I covered everything. Hold on, guys. I don't want to miss something. I think I'd made a note or two. Nope, I covered it. All right. Good deal. See you guys in the morning if you're not joining for Wisdom.